recording.
Did you respond to my Discord message, Steve?
Yep.
Damn it! I hate Discord. I don't know how to use it.
It's just okay. The words I put in were okay.
Right, click on his name and go to messages.
Got it.
I listened to the recording the other day. I could barely hear our voices. I could hear you quite clearly, though.
Oh man, what's happening? Because I thought I had all the input proper. Is this from the latest game or from an earlier one?
No, this latest game last week. Because I listened to it to try and write up a report.
Yeah. Well, when I before I recorded it, I listened to some, I sampled some of it, and it was all perfectly fine. I could hear it, everything. So I thought I'd done it. So something in the encoding, then moving it from my raw copy into the copy that uploads to YouTube is doing it.
Yeah.
Crap. I'll have to look at that. Anyway, we're recording this.
Cool.
I'll try to find something else, but OBS seems to be the only thing that blinking works. There is something else that works in Linux though, and I've got that. Anyway, but I'm on my Windows machine. Anyway, last time you guys had headed out from Effeld looking for trying to capture bandits. One to collect, for some of you, it was to collect some money. Others of you might have been just to do something good for the country or the capital of the city, the town, and others of you might have just wanted to do something because you were bored with whatever you're doing in town. I don't know. But however, 2.5 days into your walking along the road, which actually leads to Calvar's Deep, and I've taken us back to the very original map, so hopefully you all can see that. So 2 days in that travel, you have moved in, 2.5 days is where you encountered the first lot of brigands or bandits in the small copse of trees. Chaos ensued. Lessons were learnt about how to plan for that sort of thing, and at that, so whenever you have an encounter like that, so that you don't end up exhausting your characters, you should always stop for a turn or 10 minutes. And in the game it also says, like, whether you are in a dungeon or outside of a dungeon, you should always stop for 10 minutes out of every hour to rest. That won't affect how distance you travel, because it's already calculated. When I call out the miles per day, that's already calculated into it. But if you don't remind me that you're not resting, then should you want to do a forced march, it's going to be really, really dangerous for you. Actually more dangerous for your mounts, because your mounts have a chance of dying, whereas you have a chance of falling unconscious with exhaustion. So it's worse off for the poor old horses. So just be aware of that you are, someone's reminding the group, we take our rest and all that sort of stuff.
When we take those breaks, does the system have a straight after combat, take a break and recover and patch up?
This you are assuming to do patch ups, gather your gear. As I said, we've got that rule where you can recover half of your shot, arrows, ammunition, all that sort of stuff, and just sort of gathering your resources back. There is no, unless a healer is casting a spell or someone's quaffing a potion or using a magic item, there is no healing that can happen otherwise.
Okay.
But I think that's where the modern games actually get that short rest, long rest, restoration of hit points thing from.
Do we get any?
You just rest.
Do we get any restoration of hit points like overnight if the wound's been treated?
So if you are just resting and you don't engage in any activity apart from sitting and looking, you will heal naturally, along with whatever magical healing you get.
So at a rate of what, 1 hit point a day?
1 hit point a day, but that changes if you're still damaged after a week. The second week it's 1 hit point plus any con bonus. So if you've got a +1 in your con bonus, you actually then heal 2 every day.
Okay.
And after that, if you're still damaged at the end of a month, you just fully heal.
Okay.
So they sort of take all that into consideration. What I'm going to do, I know I keep on slightly altering the rules a little bit. From now on, if you roll a 20, it's max damage. Boom. Just max
like
damage.
that.
Yep. If you roll 1, and you fail a dex save, I'm going to be saying something that's really bad that's happened to you. If you don't fail, and the dex save is just going to be a straight flat D20 from now on.
Okay, so not like 3d6 under your dex. It'll be just a D20 under your dex. Alright.
Yep.
Cool.
Any other questions, guys? But I think that's the only thing. I know because last time I talked to you about a whole lot of bits and pieces. Anything else?
I whispered you my last question.
Yeah, answering. Yeah, okay. Rightio, so there you are. I'm assuming that you are in the rest phase. So what we have there is you've gathered all bar the one person that's still conscious, still alive, which the paladin, I believe you are restraining with some rope or something.
Yes, although I was once he's restrained.
He was already restrained, but yeah.
He's already restrained. If he's unconscious still, Diedrich's going to speak to the group. So, I wilt buryeth the dead and payeth mine own respect. Summon me shouldst thou prisoner awaken.
I don't have a shovel.
He
Sorry.
Does. He does. This is a man that comes prepared.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
wait,
so Daedric has a shovel on him. You're telling me
Yes.
this? I'm taking a step back.
So, that leads to a question. While people were healing and gathering everything, who was insistent on taking the bounty on the dead?
That would have been the dwarf,
Yep.
I believe.
Harlem,
Yeah.
definitely.
He was already chopping heads off. Well, one of you was taking a body to dissect it before its head was cut off.
Yeah.
The other one was going around cutting off heads.
I'd like to say, I don't know how simultaneously this is all happening, because if my burying the dead has coincided with the dwarf, I'd like to speak to him as he's doing it / before he's done it.
Well, he would have started with the two before you got to those two that they were fighting.
Yeah, he would have cut off one or two heads before you
got
got
to because they were two into the south. There were those two that the mage and the dwarf were fighting.
If I'm currently trying to bury the still-headed corpses at this current section, as he approaches, I'd like to have a word.
Okay, there you go. It's just you're going to be talking to Lincoln. That's Andy with Lincoln's voice. just saying.
What's her dwarfeth's name?
Harlot.
Hail, Harlot. And I don't know if he's going to say something to me.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yep.
What brings you here, friendeth?
Chop off another head.
Okay. She is a woman of action.
Actually, would she? She's only got a war pick.
What's that?
Oh, that'd be messy as all shit. Okay, if she got a war pick, she can't take off any head.
Picking up something?
I thought she had an axe.
No, 2 hand axes. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I was going to say.
God,
Shit,
that'd be messy as all get up.
Under weapons, Andy's only put pick, not the axe.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, at that point, I might not but protest the beheading of our enemies.
We need evidence.
Yeah, I'm going to speak from the back. It's the whole reason we came here, to get evidence of the bandits. We need money. We came here for money.
I have come here to rid these lands of bandits. I shall take no part in collecting bounties for such barbaric acts.
Why not?
It is not in my nature.
Why not?
More for me.
Pretty much. More for us then.
You shall want to remember, you shall want to remember that thine actions in this life thus reflect upon your eternal souls.
Okay, with that, everyone gets really quiet. Interesting. It's
I'm
very
just trying
interesting
to
now,
remember
isn't it?
Who does Dietrich preach
The
to?
paladin is becoming the paladin.
Who's your god?
Well,
Man,
Best-
same god as thee, friendeth.
Yep.
Best looks over here, regardless.
Why pretty man talking funny tongue?
Heedeth my words or not, your eternal fate is in thine own hands.
I believe in health. There's no issue with chopping off heads. That's harlot.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Lincoln's character is off literally dissecting a corpse.
I do surely regret mine own negligence to mine own faith. 'Twas a moment of weakness.
Okay.
Well, what about the knowledge that there are bandits out here? If we don't return with evidence, then they won't believe in the knowledge that there are bandits out here. That's knowledge.
Bandits are dead.
Should mine own actions result in this feeling of dread and disgust in mine own stomach, then it was not worth it. It was clearly against everything I believe in.
Fair enough.
So was the issue with taking their heads off?
The issue was that I doth strongly protest. It is a barbaric act for what? A few measly coins versus the eternal soul?
But we're giving them a proper burial.
Was that?
Well,
We are indeed giving them a proper
Intricacies.
burial.
I was about to say, 5/6 of a proper burial does not a proper burial make.
Bastard can cut face off, man, if that make you feel better.
oh god. Figuring him before he cuts off the head. Oh my god.
What kind of burial is the one that's getting disseminated by your friend over there gonna get?
He's going to get the most glorious burial of all, so as I begin to repent mine own actions, or lack of actions.
Look, I'll help you bury the bodies, but we all came out here for a fucking reason.
As I haveth saideth, your actions are thine own to make, and in this particular case I shall take no part nor reward from such an action.
Fair enough then.
So, I was formerly...
Mm-hmm.
Let me just see. Anyway, I was formerly a woodworker, so
Yep.
struck with inspiration.
It's going to take you days to make coffins out of this coffin tree, if that's what you're thinking.
No, not going to make a coffin, but
Oh, headstones.
perhaps we could... Bastard think maybe bodies in cart will prove that we've killed them for bounty.
Oh, Paladin mulls it over. I think Bastard might be the greatest man here.
Yeah, let's drag them all back to fucking Airfield.
How many days out are we?
2.5.
It doth not hurt to make suggestions, even if thine suggestions not be practical.
So at
Sure.
the moment,
Points for
that would
thoughts that
mean
count.
that there's, because there were 6 of them and 3 of them have been beheaded and one of them's conscious, so there's 2 bodies to drag back with heads attached and 3 bodies to bury with no
Can
heads
you-
attached.
Can you not consecrate the bodies that still have heads before we bury them? And then we'll chop off the heads and bury them. Just give him your fucking blessing and then we'll help you. Give me the shovel or start digging now.
'Tis the principle of thine matter. I have not forbade you of any of your actions, but I doth strongly protest.
Pretty man speak funny words again.
Pretty much.
I'm getting a what is it? Drax the Destroyer vibe of Bastard at the moment.
Who's the best character in those movies? He's so good.
Oh, I saw that one yesterday.
Yeah, awesome, eh? Or I don't know. I thought it was awesome.
No spoilies! Jesus!
I'm not going to tell anybody anything, mate. It's just I just said it's awesome. Everyone.
I'll throw my laptop over my balcony. It is a very high
I
balcony.
love it when Auntie May gets killed.
Oh, Jesus.
Whatever you're talking about, I'm likely to end up watching it. So if you'd all just kindly stop, that would be great.
What about when the X-Men make their appearance? Of course I'm telling you shit that's not happened.
Yeah, don't worry about that. All good.
Yeah.
Superheroes.
Right, so I'm going to go around. I've got a lot of holes to dig, right, Steve? How long is this going to take me to dig 6 holes? Because whilst talking, I'm going to be...
Good hour and a half,
Wouldn't
2
a
hours.
mass grave be suitable?
Wouldn't what, sorry?
A mass grave be suitable?
It's up to him.
True.
Tis not. Tis not suitable.
There you go. So after a good hour and a half of digging, you...
Well, I'll help him dig the graves with a wounded leg, but I'm still highly opposed to not taking their heads for proof / information that there are bandits out here.
Out of character, we've currently got 4 heads. No, we've got 3 heads.
Three heads and 1 conscious person.
And the 2 bodies left, which I've left up to thine own, better judgment. I've pled my case. But I will just continue the burial process. At some point, as soon as the holes are dug as well, I'm going to go over to the mage and insist that he desist.
Mm-hmm.
When Bastard was younger, he found taking of eyelids was useful in hometown.
Taking sorry?
Eyelids.
He didn't say violins, he said violence.
Eyelids.
I thought he said
eyelids! Oh my god!
Yeah, I heard eyelids.
Holy crap!
So you're right now insisting that Leith stop disseminating his body in the name of information. Is that correct?
Yes.
But I've learned so much. He used to smoke. They had rabbit stew for lunch. Don't you want to know this?
I doth offer mine own apologies, but the time of burial is upon us. I don't know how to say that word.
Fine. Let me put them back together. Now start shoving organs back in.
I then insist that you do so with a little bit of... Show some dignity for thine dead.
I was about to say heaps of dignity in that.
Yeah.
Just shove them back in the approximate location.
So no rush or rush?
No rush. I'll even help. I want him to be...
Okay, in which case I'll reassemble the corpse.
Oh my god.
I'll take off mine own cloak and wrap this corpse in it if possible as well, so it will hold together as I move him to his grave.
Right.
Sitting there with needle and thread. Never mind.
So no cloak I'll add to my character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of standing over the 2 graves that have the 2 bodies that with the heads attached, with the shovel in my hand, looking at them, staring at them, with the shovel in my hand.
I hope that my deity thunders in your brain that you doth better not behead the corpses with mine own shovel.
Hey, I didn't say I was doing nothing. I just said I was staring at them intently with the shovel in my hand. All right?
Thine thoughts are your own, and you shall not be punished for them, but mine own shovel.
What is
your own shovel is in my hand, and I'm staring intently at them. That's all you know.
What is the law around bandits in this region?
The law, the banditry, once you sort of leave the city, it really depends on the city and how close you are to whichever city or settlement you're at. The city you're closest and aligned to have a legal system. Most times, 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, they would be captured and brought before the court to be pronounced upon. Execution is not really reserved for banditry. It definitely is like a long time in prison or hard labour, that sort of stuff. The theft of a person, the maiming of a person, depending on the rank of the person, or the killing of a person is usually one that's met with execution. Yeah, it also depends on the political play at the time. If a specific nobleman has had something done wrong to them, whether they can apply pressure to see if they can get a better or a bigger judgment.
But the law has decreed that we shout go out and find bandits.
No, this is a job given by someone. This is a job given by someone because it was an official job, but you didn't check out who it was given by. But
yeah, we didn't. True. We didn't check if it was given by the law or if it was given by a third party.
Probably by a disgruntled merchant.
Could perhaps been. In which case, fair enough.
Well,
maybe we should drag them before
at the moment, you haven't broken any law because you were defending yourself.
Yeah.
I believe, they did fire the first weapon.
Wow.
They fired an arrow and missed.
Yeah, but they did fire the first weapon.
Yep.
So technically, you were able to use the defense of being defending. Okay,
anyway,
so
what are we doing with the live one?
So he's still sleeping, right? I asked people to summon me, but just please.
He comes to, I'd say, about by the time you've almost dug the graves would be when he comes to. He's only got 1 hit point.
I'll ask if no one speak to him, except someone keep an eye on him until I am ready.
Okay.
Bastard, keep eye on him.
Right.
Well, obviously we can't kill him with Captain Noble here.
Yes.
I say we're gonna have to march him back. I say we're gonna have to march him back to face the law before we go any further, unless Mr. Righteous here can get the information out of him that will lead us directly to this. What was the place called?
Echo.
No, the place they referred to.
Oh God, I've forgotten it. Oh, something Vine.
Something Vine.
Yeah,
Olive Vine?
Greyvine. Something like that.
Unless he can lead us straight to Greyvine and we can tie him to a tree. This is speaking in character with a female Irish accent. Unless he can lead us straight to Greyvine and we can tie him to a tree and we can take on the other bandits and still keep him secured, then I suggest we march him back to Afeld and then come back to deal with the rest.
Mm-hmm.
By then they would have likely found the camp unoccupied though and re-prepared their defenses. So it's an interesting conundrum we're going to have to decide upon.
Yeah.
Or we could give him a righteous hanging right now, depending on
Give us our holiest, most holy paladin the chance to basically interrogate. I want to interrogate this prisoner, that's what.
Inquisitate.
Oh, trust me.
I want to inquisitate.
Trust me, we're all dying to interrogate him. We're just willing to let you go first because
As Bastard is keeping an eye on him, he's just throwing like little stones at his head, just keep him amused.
Has the burial been finished completely?
Yes,
Was
it is.
Was the leader with the head cut off? Did he get his head cut off?
I think he was one of the ones that went down. So he's either
but he was on the other side.
That didn't have his head cut off because I think the dwarf was going through the ones that
faraway ones.
Bastard and the paladin were attacking first.
Well, while Daedric is sort of, I don't know, I'll wait till he's attending to the prisoner. I'm sort of just flinging a dagger around in my hand and sort of poking at the gold tooth he had in his mouth. Not necessarily tearing it straight out immediately, but, you know, I'm appraising its worth.
Well, you better be quick before the paladin comes to put him in his burial ground.
Yeah, no, is he burying him before he goes to talk to?
Well, at the moment, he's gone to get them to put him in the grave. He's got the dissected guy, and he's going to come back very shortly.
I'm more just having a look anyway.
Yep. Okay, can you please give me a... this will require a 3d6 roll, please, for your intelligence.
3d6 roll for... Oopsies. That is under my intelligence.
Awesome.
That's what you were looking for.
As you're looking in there, you sort of suddenly glance and you say, hang on, he's got something tattooed on his tongue.
Okay. Is Paladin around?
Yeah.
God, how close is he? Anyway, I'm gonna pull out the tongue with let's see, my dagger. Should I just cut it out? You know what? Harlot's done worse. I'm just going to cut out the tongue.
Could thou not just look at thine tongue?
Hey,
What is stopping thee?
I didn't cut off his head. This is evidence. You didn't want us to cut off his head. This is still evidence. I did the least amount of damage I could to him while still getting evidence.
Could
Information.
this not be thine a
Information.
clue? This could be a clue, right?
It could well be a clue. That's why I cut it out of him. Anyway, I look at the tattoo.
Okay, so you sort of turn it and turn it and turn it to you, and it's not numbers, it's not words. It looks like it's some sort of graphic, is the best way to describe it. So I'll try to draw it for you over on the white part. So you sort of have this wiggly part. Sorry, that's supposed to be all one. And then there is, this is very hard to do, that, so
I think we have an artist in our midst.
you've got that there,
Jesus.
that there,
Pretty
and-
intricate for a tongue.
yeah,
There's noughts and crosses, called it.
and that's what you've got. You have
Okay.
no idea exactly what that means. Oh, sorry.
Can you draw the tongue around it? Just for... Ah, okay. Looks like a map to me.
Of some sort of nature. This is that up here, supposed to look like an X. Sorry.
Okay.
But you've got that, and you're not quite sure what all that means.
I check the other bodies immediately to see if they have anything similar on their tongues.
Okay, they seem to have nothing on their tongues.
Nothing, even the bodies with the heads already cut off?
Yep.
Yep, nothing? Alright. Looks like I found something we might not have found if we buried him so quickly. Anyway, take out... Do I have parchment? Does anyone have parchment? I don't think I have parchment. Surely thine mage would have parchment. Now you've got me talking like paladin. For God's
You've been
sake.
doing that for this whole session. Shout.
It's your fault. It's your fault.
I don't know, you have to ask the mage.
Alright, I'll walk over to the mage and show him this tongue that I've just cut out of the dude. And I go, can you scribe this down? Only the leader had this on his tongue. The rest didn't. It's clearly something significant. Information. Gain.
Is it? Yeah. No.
So do you have a parchment or
Tongue
anything
map.
like that?
I have ink, and I think it was just ink that's in the thing. But yeah, I'll have
Ink
the
with
writing
no pen.
I'll
You're
have
make
writing
like
written.
blotches or something.
I'll have writing utensils
Okay.
and stuff.
Alrighty, awesome. I will
Alright.
be about 10 seconds. I'll be back in a sec.
Yeah.
Just trying to
Okay.
pick up my writing.
Right, okay, so
Now.
you're just taking your time to make sure you get this as close as you can to the original. Just so you know, I know he's not here to hear it, but the tattoo here is an old tattoo. It's not a fresh thing at all.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yep, so it's been there for a while.
So it's faded.
Well, no, it's just you know, because you can tell a fresh tattoo from an old one. This is an old tattoo. Yeah.
Alrighty, I'm
Yeah.
back.
So I just said that it's an old tattoo, not a fresh tattoo.
Okay,
Yeah. But that's about the only other thing you sort of pick up from it.
yep, alrighty. Nothing on the underside of the tongue?
No.
Alrighty. I'm gonna
Anything
just
anywhere
for the
else?
sake of investigation, I'm gonna go basically strip him down and check his whole body, back behind his ears, anywhere they would put cryptic, bandit-like tattoos.
Mhm.
I'm also gonna shake out his clothes, etc.
Mhm. Okay. Is that it? You're just looking over the rest of his outside of his body and in his clothes?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not gonna like pull his ass cheeks apart and glance inside or anything, but you know.
That's the best place to find a map.
Oh, you've been watching Always Sunny in Philly. Oh, you clearly must have been.
Okay, right. So no, you find no evidence of anything else, of any other tattoos or scarification or anything.
Anything shaken loose from his clothing?
A couple of copper pieces. But that's about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. Pick him up and fling him on his dead body.
Are you putting his clothes back on?
I'll leave that to the man of dignity.
Righty.
I just sort of draped them on him in the general way they would have been on him.
Okay.
Are his boots better than mine?
Not really, no. If I could say anything about their gear, it's sort of looked after, but just
old.
Yeah, so all the weapons that they've got that you've managed to gather from them, again, like that. They've got a tent, they've got some cooking implements, they've got a bit of, like, freshly caught, I don't know, perhaps more rabbits or something. But you've got all that gear as well to consider taking if you feel you need to.
Yep. Well, I'm going to limp on my hurt leg towards the tent and skin a couple of rabbits and start making some food for people.
Okay.
While
well,
the
they
rest
already
of
had
the party...
something going on in the pot, so...
Rabbit stew.
Alright, if they had it going on in the pot and it smells alright, I guess I'll maybe have a taste. They were going to eat it, I guess we can eat it.
Yep.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yep.
Rightio. By this time, Paladin, you've managed to bury all the individuals. You've said your words over them and sent their souls on the way to be judged.
Particular words of sorrow, regret, and I wish the soul that's been dissected an extra bit of a good word when the scales are judged in the afterlife or whatever, when his deeds are judged.
Okay, and the rest of you, just resting and healing and waiting.
Yeah, I'm at this point as well. Also,
firstly, deciding whether we should rest here exactly, and if we do, we need to set double watch specifically on the in routes. Else, we rest elsewhere.
You've already worked out that this isn't a particularly great place to stay. It's a great place to perhaps have an ambush from, but as a sort of a long-term place, it's probably got too much of an opening on all sides.
It's easy to be ambushed from, and anyone who might be sending more bandits down this way. They could be people en route here. We don't know what their plans are. Like we could get taken by surprise at any point in time. Like we should probably travel away from here if we're going to rest for the night.
So,
also, what does Daedric plan to do with our surviving prisoner?
Well, asking Daedric. Daedric, what are you doing? You there, Will? Nope. Okay. Must be away for a moment.
Hang him quickly. Done. No.
Yeah. Take him out, guys.
While he's away, Steve, I shall skin this tongue and try and preserve the map. I have also made a copy of it.
Okay, so what were your secondary skills?
That's a very good question.
Skinner of tongues, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Fisher. Do I know how to dry fish?
You take the girls?
I'm a trapper.
I want that, because I don't want... Sorry.
It's alright.
Maybe I can help him.
Okay, as a fisherman, yeah, that's going to be fun. Anyway, you've got it wrapped up somewhere amongst your gear. I don't know where. I can't wait for you to pull out a spell component and throw a dead man's tongue at them or something.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're with us, Will, they've asked what your plan is for the one that's semi-conscious.
What did you find out from him, first off?
Well, he hasn't done anything yet. He's been busy burying the other guys.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've taken it that the rest of you have gone through the gear and decided that if you want it, you want to take it or not.
could potentially.
Seems basically worthless, most of it.
You've got 5 short swords, 2 short bows, and around about 30 arrows, all up.
All right.
Whatever.
Sorry, go on.
Whatever people don't want, I'll bundle up and create a stash somewhere nearby. A hidden stash of weapons that we can pick up on the way back if we're coming back through.
Yeah, I'll take the strings off the short bows.
Mm-hmm.
And let's look at my weight. Maybe another 10 arrows.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted a sword. Put a sword on.
Short sword. Okay. Yep.
Do they have any
carry it.
miscellaneous goods?
Not really. Just like some small. They didn't even really have backpacks. They had more like little bags. You know, that you sling over your shoulder, sort of stuff to carry. They had their bed rolls are basically just a blanket.
What about no food items or?
Well, they've got food on a pot that's cooking on their fire, but that's about it really. And they've got a couple.
I'll help myself to some of that.
Yep. Okay, not too bad.
Huh.
Yep.
Something's weird with my weapon total, Steve. It's because it's over 350. It's heavy. No, all good.
Okay,
All good.
cool.
All good.
Yep.
All good.
So as I said, there's 5 short swords, 6 daggers, 2 short bows, 30 arrows in the weapons. Armor-wise, there's no shields. They were wearing leather.
I'll take 20 of the arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, can you just go through that again, Steve?
And the
5
strings
short
off the
swords.
short board, strings off the short bows.
Yep.
Yep.
So 5 short swords, 6 daggers, 2 short bows, which now have no strings, but the short bows still, are worth a bit. And 30 arrows.
So 10 arrows left.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
And a total of around about 5 copper pieces amongst a lot of them.
Cool. And their armor was buried, I'm guessing.
Yeah, well, as I said, it's up to you guys. The only armor they had was leather.
A couple of those copper pieces were thrown onto the bodies, by the way.
Yep. Oh, okay. Well, they had 2 copper pieces then.
That was my own way of blessing them from
Yep.
Bess. Bess, is it? It's Bess. Yep.
That's a fun.
I'll grab 4 of the leather armor if I don't get in too much trouble.
Of whom?
Of the bodies before they're buried. If they're buried, then never mind. The less damaged leather armors. Actually, no, I don't have time. I'm dissecting a corpse. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else?
Well, I already stripped down the leader.
Yep.
So, and I put an arrow through his throat, I believe, because I think I rolled. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I rolled pretty high when I hit him, though.
Mm-hmm.
So his leather should be fairly well kept. I assume that would be sitting to the side because I basically just laid his clothing down upon him. Yep. So there's already a set of leather armor sitting there. So we'll put that with the stash. That's one set of leather armor with the stash.
Okay.
At least.
Yep.
So cool. Yeah, the rest I assume would be buried by now. But yeah.
Okay. And so the guy that you got captured is wearing leather but no weapons, obviously. You've taken the dagger, the short sword, and the
we should probably de-armor him too once Daedric's finished with him.
So, getting back to Daedric, are you with us, matey?
Yes,
cool.
I am.
The question came around once you've buried the other chaps. So the group has just been gathering the resources that the bandits had and trying to either give them out or deciding what to do with them. But they're just asking now, what is your plan to deal with the guy who's sort of coming around?
I'll go kneel in front of him with my sword as like a kind of crutch thing. And just kind of look at him with no malice in my eyes. I'll wait for him to stir properly and say something, anything.
I'll prod him with my halberd.
What?
Right. Probably not with the sharp end, because you'd probably be holding upright, wouldn't you?
Just the wooden pommel end.
Yep.
At seeing that, I'll raise my non-sword hand to as if to say, just leave him be for a moment.
Okay.
So
just helping him speak, pretty man.
He's
I'm
looking
also
around.
quietly walking up to stand next to Bastard and sort of just holding a dagger in my hand, sort of just playing with it while staring at the guy with malice. But Daedric can't see that, so.
We're just hard asses.
Right. So, what you saying, Daedric? To him, he's conscious.
As he's stirred enough, I'll offer him some of my water from my water skin. Just a normal sip. I'm not going to let him drink it. I'm going to hold it to his lips.
He sort of struggles, sort of spitting it out, sort of,
Yep. That's
trying not
alright.
to drink it. Whatever he's thinking, you don't know, but he's trying to struggle not to drink it.
All right, I'm gonna try to get his eye contact, and I'm gonna start speaking to him.
He thinks
in
you're
my
trying to fucking poison him.
in my most charming voice possible. Thee hast committed egregious sins. Thy fate hath been sealed. I am willing to offer thee recourse, a chance at redemption, a chance for thine eternal soul to findeth peace. Shouldst thee be willing to help with me, I am willing to provide protection. Taketh thee to the city for a fair trial. Thee shalt be judged, but I shall speaketh on thy behalf. Thee shalt be punished, but thee shall liveth and be able to repent thine sins. All I asketh in return is that you tell me information. Where is thine leader, and how many are in your group?
Okay, well, he sort of looks around. He says, I can't see my leader, and there were 6 of us.
So thine group was working alone with no other allies?
I'm gonna size my feet up next to his just to make him feel uneasy.
Right, okay.
Like I want his boots or something.
Yep, so just give me a second there, Will. I need to make a reaction roll. So what's your bonus from charisma, please?
So my charisma is
You should have
17.
Yeah, you should have a percentage bonus about
Just give me 2 seconds and I'll tell you. I'm on the page.
Maybe we should just show him the tongue.
Probably get him to be very quiet very quickly. That's what you do with people who speak. Got to remember all the different messages you might get from that. It might not actually be threatening. It might it might not be activating his speaking. It might be threatening.
Could go both ways. Yeah.
It's plus 30%.
Plus 30. Okay, sorry. I just need to get to my other page.
Do I get any bonus points for mine speech?
I'm adding it all up.
Bastard give you a bonus point, pretty man. That was pretty funny.
Right, let's have a look. He sort of barks back at you and says, why should I help you? You're just going to kill me anyway.
I swear upon mine gods, as a paladin of the land, that thine shall be under mine own protection, should thee follow mine simple request.
At this point, I sort of just slyly walk behind him and crouch behind the tree he's tied to, and whisper very quietly in his ear.
If I hear this, I'm going to be egregiously.
Well, you're going to see her do something.
You know, I'm gonna shoot her off as she approaches.
Okay. He says, you promise by the name of what? So he knows what your symbol is. Says, so you promise on your deity's name that you will protect me.
I swear by mine own life that I shall protect you with all my might.
Until town.
In the name of Madden.
Yeah, until when? I didn't say that. I'm just.
I already gave him in the speech that he's going to be taken to town. He's going to face trial.
That's one thing, but now you're giving him an oath that you're going to be protecting him. How long for?
Yeah,
until we reach the town.
If you swear upon your god as an oath, you want to outline absolutely everything, because if you don't follow that oath that you just swore, yeah, you're screwed.
I shall protect thee with all my might. As much as I am able. Your life shall be in my hands, and I shall escort you to the town once our deeds are done.
Pretty man, do we raise our weapons to the sky now?
And I look at him and say, and what will happen to you once you get to town?
And I'll just say, shush, silly woman. Mine had already given him very specific details of once he gets to town. He shall be taken to face trial.
There you go. Now he understands it perfectly.
It says, well, if you've just sworn that on your god, then I guess I've got no option but to trust you.
Sorry, do you need me for me? I'm trying to eat my dinner.
That's all right. Sorry, yeah, he's so.
If you need more prompting from me.
No, he's he's told you. He feels he doesn't have any option, but he has to trust you.
This deal shall be sealed once thou give me information that I requesteth.
What do you need for him to know?
Art thou working alone with thine group?
And I'm going to whisper to.
Which group are you talking about?
I'm going to whisper to. Can I whisper to Daedric as well?
Yeah, if you want to whisper to Daedric.
What does the tongue mean?
I'll take that into consideration, but I'll wait for a reply for my first question.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. So he says, which group are you talking about?
The 5 of your compatriots, which I regrettably have had to send to judgment.
We were sent out as scouts.
How many are in the main group?
It changes all the time. When I left, there were around about 40.
What is thine group's goals?
To get some coin in our purse and get the hell out of this shithole of a place.
Thine group leader had an interesting. Have I been shown this thing on that was written on the parchment?
I
think you've been shown the tongue.
We can step you back and brief you on it if you haven't. I don't know if you were too busy digging, but you had a go at me for tearing it out of his mouth, so you likely saw what was on it.
I'll say thine leader in this small party had something on his tongue that appeared to be a mappeth.
A mappeth, sorry.
He says, I don't know what a mappeth is, but yeah,
I'll ask Bastard to translate.
Yeah, like all the seconds, I don't know. We just think it's part of their oath to the head guy.
Doth thee know the locations of any of the other seconds and their groups?
No, this is my group. I only know where we go to meet the rest of the group, the big group.
I thanketh thee for thine honesty. I will turn to my group and asketh if they have any information they requireth.
Where does he meet the other group?
I'll turn back to my guy and ask.
Right, so it is south of Athel, basically just within the eaves of Olwood. So if you look at the map, it's not quite. It's sort of more over this side here. Sorry, that might not have been a very good way of showing, but here at this sort of point of the forest.
Sorry, I've got to change so many screens to see
Sorry.
where you were pointing. Give me one moment.
I'm gonna kneel down next to him and I'm not gonna do anything.
He more describes
in a very non-threatening way. I'm just gonna kneel down and say,
"What are the perimeter defenses? Do you defend some kind of keep or castle, or you just camped in the trees? What's the situation?" How many guards?
I don't know until I get there, but we don't.
When you left last,
we didn't leave from there.
Where'd you leave from?
He describes sort of some area over here.
And what's over there then?
That's where we met last. The head guy said that's where we meet, that's where we convene.
And what was at this place you convened at?
It's just an old broken down farm stay out there.
When did you convene there?
That was about a week ago.
When will you due back?
We won't. We'll be going over to roughly this place. And what he describes it to, he obviously doesn't have a map to point to, but...
Have you ever been there to the actual keep?
What keep?
Well, the actual place you meet, southwest of Arfeld.
No, we haven't met them there yet.
So you're fresh then. How many times have you
I've been with
convened
this
northwest
group
of
for
here?
about a good 2 months.
Did you say 2 or 10?
2.
Yeah, so you're fresh then.
Damn it.
How often have you convened northwest of here at this abandoned
Just the once.
lot you call it? Just the once.
Yeah, the big boss guy says never park at the same place twice. That's how they catch you out.
How did he receive his information as to where the next place was?
We were left with that information when we left the big group.
So the man with the tattooed tongue was the one who would have known?
The big group.
Well, he
Or do you
told
know-
us.
So,
Where-
sorry, the next meeting location is where?
Here.
And at these meetings, you've been with this group for 2 months. I don't need to add "eth" to more things. I doth apologise.
Where did you leave the big group? Was it at this house you're talking about, or elsewhere?
Somewhere in here.
It was at the dilapidated cottage you
Yep.
talk about. And how big was the group you left?
About
40
40 men.
40. Fuck me.
I just wanted to know, you have been with thine group for about 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
At these meeting places, how
Mhm.
many people are you expected to be meeting?
Whoever's left over from the group, unless somebody's recruited some more men.
So at every meeting, every group convenes at the same spot.
That's where we're supposed to meet in another roughly a week.
Excellent. All right, I'm done with my interrogation. I need to run to the toilet in real
Yep.
life, but
No, go for it. But he did just say they stay to meet in different places because meeting in the same place gets you caught. But
he said
Yeah.
that they already know the place of the next meeting spot. The boss told them.
And,
Yeah,
and
that-
about a week, which is how long from the state?
About a week, which is 7
I mean,
days.
it's
So
a
that would
natural
take-
7
that
day
would-
week.
That would take you around about 4 days to get there.
And it's a meeting spot. It's not a compound
Nope.
where everyone stays. It's just a meeting spot.
Yeah,
Alright.
but the entire group meets there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, how far away is town? 2 days.
About 2.5 days.
And how far away from town is this final destination?
About a day and a half, 2 days.
we could just about get there if we went back to town, hired people to come with us,
Or
and
got the
set off.
guard.
And set off, yeah, or got the guard and set off immediately to this location.
Mine own thoughts exactly.
We're gonna have to ride. We're gonna have to march hard with this dude dragging along behind us. But
We shall
If we-
not be dragging anybody. He shall be walking with us.
whatever, dragging, walking,
He's
whatever you
joining
want
the
to call
forced
it.
march.
He's joining the forced march, whether he likes it or not.
Okay, so the best way to do a forced march is you do it on the very last day, because you've got to rest. So the amount of time you did forced march, you've got to rest for the same amount of time before you're able to do anything. So it only gets to a
okay.
place fast. It doesn't actually give you an increased amount of movement, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
So forced marching might not be your best option here, but like if you're trying to get there before someone else, that's where a forced march would actually be really beneficial.
Yeah. By the same token, we might be able to get mounts or something to get Arfeld if we had a decent enough reason, which would mitigate the need for rest, would it?
No, because
No.
you yourself will be tired.
Okay, you'll be tied on the horse.
On the
yeah.
horse, yeah. So,
All right. Well, it still looks like we're cutting it close, but we don't have any time to fuck around.
Yeah. So you would take roughly at the absolute outside 5 days to get there. He says in roughly a week. So you're either going to be getting there with a day or two up your sleeve, or around about the same time as they start to gather.
Wait, that's if we go to town first, yeah?
Yep, which you should do because you've got
Which
people
we are.
to drop off.
Yeah.
100%.
We got to drop him. Yeah.
How many days do they gather there for?
Plus, we need support. We can't just go there ourselves and fight 40 bandits. Like, we need...
no, that's
Okay,
100%
so
what we were thinking.
Lincoln, you've
Yeah.
asked the paladin. You haven't asked the guy because the paladin's the only one he's
We need a
talking to.
posse.
The paladin speaks to the guy. How long does the Divine group meet for?
It depends on how long the time the big boss takes to get there and what his plans are and where we're going to strike next.
Have there ever been an occasion whereth a scouting group hath not returned?
Plenty of times.
What's that?
A lot of
Plenty
times,
of times.
What
Yeah.
happens when a scouting group doth not return? Does that delay thine group?
We just carry on.
And they just do their thing.
Cool. I am out of questions. Thine have held up your end of the bargain, and I shall hold up mine.
All right.
Unless any of you have any more information thou want.
Nope. Just a little friendly reminder to our prisoner to keep up, because there's plenty of ways he could die on the way from here to Afeld, and none
Not
of them
should
are
I
pretty.
have anything to do with it.
No, this is more a whisper in his ear. Just
Alright.
keep up for your own sake.
I start describing the bandit that I was dissecting. I want to know his name. What was this man's name?
Rathgar.
Ragnar Lothbrok.
Rathgar. Thank you very much. Did you guys have rabbit? Wait, no, that's cooking right over there. Was he a smoker?
What is this?
Is he a smoker?
He had a lot of black substance in his lungs. I hypothesized that he was a smoker.
I'll be shushing him halfway through that,
The
just
guy
by the
sort
way.
of looks weirdly at you, not really sure what the heck you're talking about.
Oh, come on.
Pay him knoweth heedeth.
Mate, that is straight up pursuit of information. He's already done the cutting. You might as well let him get the information.
No. We don't need to torture the living soul with the horrific fate that I myself hath let happen.
Did
So,
any tobacco shake out of his...
I think we've moved
No.
on. Let's move on.
No,
Alright, fine.
but
No pipes,
yeah.
nothing around. Alright,
Okay.
fine.
So, do you immediately sort of get up and start moving back towards the town because you've got roughly half a day to move?
Yes.
Yeah. And I make
whilst
sure
I'm-
his bindings are particularly tight behind his back.
Mm-hmm.
I
You
tie
wanna,
another
like,
rope.
Put them
Around
behind
his
him
throat.
and lead him around around his belt or something.
I was more thinking around his throat, but
No, I think arms to waist to me.
alright,
Yep.
fine.
Okay.
So his hands behind his back are tied to the rope around his waist, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, and me behind him then.
Sure, and I'll hold it. As we're walking, I will say to him that should anything come up, I will protect him, but shall he run away, he shall be outside of mine own range of effectiveness.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, there is nothing, my oath cannot make me teleport.
Right. Okay.
If he runs, he's broken his oath to you, in my opinion. And I don't know about yours, but I'm gonna say right now, if he runs, I'm gonna speak right next to his face as I say this to you. If he runs, he's broken his oath, and he's fair game.
He hath not made an oath. He hath just agreed
He
to
made
mine.
an agreement. He made an agreement to your oath. If he breaks that, he's broken it.
At this point, I'm just going to tie his rope around mine own waist. How much give do I have?
Well, you got 50 feet, so you got tons.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll tie one end to me. So if he tries to run, our fate
Yep.
be tied together.
There you go.
all this if business.
I try to run my big speeches through the English to Shakespearean translator, but for the impromptu stuff, I just add "eth" a lot. I doth apologise greatly. Greatly.
By the way, I'm not
I'd love
trying
to see you do that with a Russian accent. That would be incredibly insane.
Anyway,
basically,
I'm not trying to do this to make a problem with your paladinly ways. It's more just the role playing of my character and the way she would be.
Yep.
Yeah. I can't stop
so
your actions.
So she'd be giving lots of
I'm not planning on
unspoken messages to the guy.
Yeah, unspoken messages to the guy.
Cleaning her weapon, looking at him.
Yeah, just
practicing the kidney stab.
I don't know how much you
not exactly
know about
that
paladins,
far.
but if he legged it and you tried to shoot him, I would stop you from shooting him.
What if he legged it and cut and found a blade somewhere without you knowing, legged it, cut the fucking rope, and started to leg it into the wilderness?
I don't think that changes my oath, honestly. My oath, I wouldn't.
You really don't think that changes your oath?
So as you talk about that, you walk back, and 2.5 days later, you're in the city. No encounters or anything.
Still arguing over the same point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's okay.
Bastard have headache listening to you.
Jesus Christ.
Paladins doth be able to argue a single point for
So,
eternity.
as Buzz is saying, so we went out, we took butts and asked names.
Took tongues and asked names.
Bastard no take butts.
Yeah, right.
A couple of heads.
Yeah.
I'm going...
kick names and ask butts. Yeah, that's what they said in the movie. Yeah. Anyway, so you deliver your person to. So you go to the board. You've got the paper. And it would seem that it is a nobleman who has offered this reward. But you can lead this guy with the constabulary.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm not taking this guy to the nobleman. I'm not trying to collect a reward. I'm going to follow my oath through. I'll take him to the constabulary. And I will speak on his behalf that he hath given us information on a rather large bandit party plaguing this part, which will segue into me asking if the constabulary will provide any assistance in my most charming paladin-eth voice.
I completely agree with that plan and stand outside while you're doing it so as to not interrupt your paladinly charisma.
Okay. And what was your bonus again?
Plus 30%.
Okay, so he's not a sheriff, he's about the third one down in the order of things. Because it's coming from you, a paladin, he says he would need to take this to the sheriff and see if the sheriff could action it. Do you have any details about the time and place where we might be able to capture them?
Doth indeed have such information. I'll convey to him everything I know about the places they're going to meet and when.
Yep, he says he doesn't know whether he can convince the sheriff or not because unfortunately, there is a lot of activity around it in the city at the moment that takes a lot of attention, but he'll do his best.
Shout thou, would it be better if I come and talk on my own behalf?
He says you may wish to try that, sir, but he doesn't think it's going to help any.
Alright, I shall seek aid from other sources whilst you look in this. Good, shall I stop?
And have you got a location he can send a constable to if he needs to talk to you or send you a message?
Yep, so do we have where we were last staying at lodgings?
Yep, okay. So you're going to go back to the whatever it's called.
Yep, but I'll tell him that I'll be there at sunrise and sundown until tomorrow.
Yep. So I'll just swap it to... where are you? Because you're slightly out of town. The Purple Wyvern Tavern and Inn. Over here. Sorry. Get the right thing. Yep, that's the one. Over here. Yep. Rightio. So he knows where to send somebody. Should you be there. The dwarf has gone off because I'm assuming the dwarf would. The dwarf has got 3 heads to go off and get the reward.
Yep. Ka-ching, ching.
Produces the... So they're pretty straightforward. The guy's a bit trillish, but he does give you...
Are we talking about selling the stash at the moment?
No, the heads.
The heads.
Okay.
So
We
he's
did
gonna
pick up the
give...
stash on the way back, did we?
I didn't. I can't carry it.
Okay, I'm pretty sure we left it there. I'm just going to say it right now. No one said they picked it up, so therefore it's still there.
Apart from whatever anyone took, but I don't think anyone took much. You've got some bowstrings and some arrows. I don't think anyone else took much.
Yeah, we stashed it, but no one decided to pick it up before we left.
That's okay. But because you could sell it and like get some money off it.
Yeah, we could have definitely. But,
which also gives you XP because you transfer money into
Bastard would like to offer his services as a woodworker to earn a little bit of cash for the group.
Right, so several people trying to do several things, but remember your time is a bit precious at the moment.
Yeah, we're going to be moving out quickly.
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So you get a gold and a half. You get whatever that is, but it's all in silver pieces for the 3 heads. The dwarf does anyway, and whoever else went with them. I'm reading it well, so that's okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to finish this in about another 6 minutes, guys. What is anyone else doing? Because it sounds like I'm assuming the paladin would have come out and said they know they're going to get in touch with me hopefully by the end of today as to what we're going to do. So you, with whatever little money you've got, you might want to spend some time in the Purple Wyvern.
Do we know who the noble is that put out this request? Because he might possibly front a military activity against the bandits.
I was thinking that too. I think we should pay him a visit, see if he's willing to put any of his personal resources into it.
If you have information, you will be richly rewarded for the information should that lead to the eradication of these bandits.
Well, we'll head to him.
Okay, so...
In fact, we'll start heading to him while Daedric was in the church doing his... Well, not in the church, but in the constabulary while I stayed outside. But, Alright, I'm just reading Daedric's messages just like, yeah, okay.
So the thing is, they've gone... You've been dealing with the constabulary Daedric, so you might not know that they've gone. Okay, so... With the dwarf, that means that, Leith and Elia, I don't know if Bastard's going with them or not.
Bastard probably would have gone with Harlot with the heads, maybe.
That means that leaves me and Leith with the tongue and the information.
Well, you said you wanted to go with to the nobleman, so I thought you would have gone
Yeah,
with Harlot.
I'm going to the nobleman.
Yeah.
Harlot went and drops the heads in, and then would be going to the Purple Wyvern Tavern.
Yeah.
To drink.
The angry little lady. Okay. So basically the 4 of you, including Harlot, would be going to the nobleman. Then you get this idea that perhaps we can sell some information. So how accurate, they ask, how accurate is this information? This is the guy that's giving the money, not the nobleman.
Not the nobleman?
No, he's just this guy's just an intermediary. I mean, you're not noble. Why would he meet with you? You just do the dirty work for him.
Good point. We have very precise information on where a whole band of bandits could be eradicated in one swift blow.
And how many are we talking about?
Over 40. A whole group, a whole band.
Right.
Bandits.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, what is this information? Should it...
We need Fancy Man's army.
We can't do it on our own. We need
Do what? You wouldn't be
backup.
expected to do anything. My liege will do whatever he feels necessary.
We captured and interrogated some bandits, and they confirmed. Well, they stated that in 4 days' time they will be meeting up at around this location.
Ah.
Yep.
And did these men have they subsequently died, or?
We have handed the last remaining one into the constable already.
Some of them died. Yep. And the other was convinced
a man
very
that's
thoroughly.
alive.
Yes.
Well.
Yeah.
Yes.
He traded his life for this information. Well, his right to go before the law instead of being righteously
the law, yes,
executed.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. Well, should your information prove helpful, my liege will be most generous.
We would very much like the opportunity to accompany your liege.
My liege does not need your help on this. If your information is accurate, he has the wherewithal to deal with this issue. If you're wishing to gather any further monies, I would suggest you come back here in about a week's time.
Well,
and I will give you a gold piece for your information, as to hold us in good stead.
Thank you.
hold us in good stead. I like the sound of that.
So, what's 1 gold worth to us? Is it 1 gold per 1 XP? Curiosity.
No, a gold's worth 10 XP.
A gold is worth 10
copper
gold normally.
Yeah.
But, yeah. A gold is the platinum coins in this game.
Yeah.
Alright.
Sort of.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'd very much like to be held in good stead with your lord, and we'd be very open to future arrangements. As you can see, we are a party that gets things done.
And where might you be found?
Where might we be found?
We're currently residing in the Purple Wyvern Tavern Inn, just outside the southern wall.
Expecting to find new housing arrangements shortly.
Well, then
we will be in touch
at the Purple
if we
Wyvern
do that.
Tavern in a week's time, and you may find that you have a greater reward.
Alrighty.
Alright.
We will be there.
Okay, so Paladin, you've gone to the church, and I'll sort of just finish off with that. You've gone to the church. Do some praying, confess your sins.
I was going to donate some gold to the church as well. I was also going to seek out a priest and see if I could donate extra gold and potentially get some more aid in the form of
At the moment,
potions.
as you confess your sins, they're going to give you a small task to do.
Yep.
To realign yourself with the ethos and the practice of being a paladin.
That is only fair.
Which I'll come up with next time. It won't be huge or big, but it will be. It has to be a little bit difficult.
Steve, I'll swing past the church as well, going for their library section with knowledge.
Yep.
If
well,
they have such a thing.
You can try to get in there. That's a different story. So you wish to gain some knowledge, so you have to tell them what you want. They would then get someone to bring the book to you and to read that chapter to you, or those pages to you.
I'm inquiring as to how much information they have dissections on anatomy of human bodies, and would they want more information added to that, or
they have some very elaborate information.
Cool. Am I able to examine this so I compare notes?
If you have the money, you are able to examine this, but of course you don't get to touch the books. Only the brothers do. But they'll be there waiting, and you say turn, they turn the pages, you read it, sort of thing.
Yep.
If you want copies of the information, that's going to cost more.
Yeah.
Bastard here to see Pretty Man. Learn about God.
I will. Yeah, how much would that cost? And I'll pay for that and spend some time.
Oh, it's pretty expensive.
No,
Yeah.
I shall. Yeah, make a donation of what is it? 5 silver.
Isn't that enough?
Ah, okay. In which case, I'm broke. I can't afford it.
Yeah.
This
You're gonna have to save up
This is
for it.
Destiny's Church.
No, it's not. No. Hell no. Okay, and that's where we'll leave it. So the group, after seeing the representative of the nobleman, return to the Purple Wyvern after going to the church or the magic user.
I go to my own. Can I just quickly say I go to the Church of Bess?
Yes.
And I'm not sure how it's quite situated there, or where it's situated, or what kind of area it's situated in.
She would be more likely to be situated out here somewhere, outside the city itself. So it'd probably be quite close to you.
That's fine. I sort of hang around there and spend a bit of time there. Also, are there like priests of the god of Bess and stuff, and offerings, etc.?
Yeah.
I actually make an offering of a gold coin, which would be a gold. I'm talking about a gold coin, not a
Rich
not a platinum coin, a gold coin.
A silver piece, then you mean?
Yes.
Pardon?
The equivalent in this game of a gold, which is a silver piece.
No, I'm talking about a gold.
A real gold coin.
Yeah,
10 silver gold.
20 silver gold.
Whatever it is,
yeah.
the big one. Okay, no, that's cool.
And I sort of hang around the area as well. And,
can you give me a D10, please? Excellent. I will send you a whisper. Ooh. And that's where we'll finish tonight, folks, because we're going past too far.
Alright, cool. Cheers.
There we go. And that's where I'm going to have to leave it.
What, are you going to leave now? Catch up.
Alrighty.
Sweet as. We'll catch you guys next week.
So next week we'll sort of resolve some of this stuff, and we'll just see what happens, when it happens, how it happens.
Lovely.
So you XP for. Just give me a second. I need to look in the book. Because you all want XP. So just remember, if you do bring back money on a silver piece, equals an XP amount.
So do we split this between the party, or if, say, the party owns 1.5 gold, which would be 15 XP, do we all get that? Or...
No, you got to split the 15 amongst all the party members equally, so 3 XP for that.
Yep, alrighty.
Except, no, it's only split 4 ways because the paladin has decided not to take it.
Doth the paladin get XP for slaying some unholy fools?
Yep, just looking up their XP value.
Oh yeah, for the slayings as well. Yep.
So we got paid out 2.5 gold, 1.5 for the heads, and 1 from the nobleman.
Yes.
Oh, well, the one from the nobleman is not an adventure thing. You just got paid the money. But like you've sort of returned home from the adventure in speech marks.
Okay, so that's not XP related then.
No. Unless it's like you're doing a job for him, because the actual final amount probably would be XP because it's
okay.
This is
and we're hoping to build up a repertoire with him, which maybe we will be able to do some jobs for him in the future.
That's if the information pans out. Lol.
Yep.
Yeah, if
Sorry,
it does.
it's taken a wee while just to find the XP value of. No, it's not much, but still want to give it to you. Okay, here we go. Oh, thank you for nothing. Well, that was
500,
really, really helpful. Not. I've got to go to the bloody XP table. What I'll do, guys, is I'll try to find it and I'll just email it out to you. It won't be much, but it'll be a little bit of something to start off with. The other thing I was going to do was just thinking everyone can start off with 150 XP. flat, sort of just in recognition of your previous characters, and then go from there.
Alrighty.
Yep, so I'm not finding it easily, so I have no idea where the hell it is. There's an XP table in here somewhere.
So, sorry, what was that?
So 150 XP. Those of you who received the money and the XP from it, so that's X the Paladin. Yeah?
Yep.
Get their share of that, which I think was 15 divided by 4, which we might say is 4 XP each. I know it's only a little bit, but hey, every little bit helps.
Yep.
God, I'm getting everything but bloody XP tables. That's really awesome. And the minute we sign off is the minute I'll find the damn thing. Oh, it's usually that one. No, that's not it. Okay, for a second. Of course, the XP table, which you'd expect to be right near the monsters and the DMG, is miles away. Because that makes sense. Yeah, organisation wasn't their strong point.
This is old school, isn't it? That's what we love about it, yeah?
Yeah. It's all, here we go. Finally. Okay. Oh, okay. We're worth a bit more. So...
Andy's saying that we had 2 live bandits.
No, 1. So you get, basically everyone gets 15 XP from the bandits.
In general, so we're sharing out the XP during the battle evenly between the parties.
Because everyone
we
took
all
part in that.
Yeah.
And that would equate to 15 XP for each person.
Alright, that's cool.
Yeah. So, the average HD less than 1 hit dice person is around about 15 XP. Just so you know. If you're wanting to evaluate how much XP you see on a battlefield.
Well...
You probably wouldn't want to, but anyway.
Start looking at it like that. That grandma is worth 1 XP.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a dangerous way to look at things.
That kitten is worth 0.1. We only need to kill 10 of them.
Yeah. When we burn several children in the house, then we get to the next level.
Well.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay then. So that's pretty much us until next week, folks. Just need to know, Will, are you ready to do tomorrow, or do you need some more time?
How long is the session?
An hour.
I can do tomorrow, but I won't be able to start until 7 my time.
Okay, that might take it too late for me. Okay, that's okay. We'll wait till next week and see if that's a better time.
Alright. And I've dropped out of the superheroes game. I can't do it with uni, and there's a lot of other stuff going on in my life at the moment too,
cool,
which is
cool.
very hectic.
Yeah.
I thought I would be able to take on the load at the time, but that was before uni started, and yeah.
That's okay. I'll put it out to. There's a couple of the people want to offer it too, so that's still cool.
Yep, that's cool.
Oh,
so no worries, all good. Just double checking the XP thing. So it was 15 for the bandits. Did we do the XP for the gold, or
it was 3?
3 each for the gold.
No, it was 4. Sorry, 4.
4 each for the gold, because only 4 of you that took it, and 150 to start off with.
All right, cool.
All sweet.
Cheers. Was I more paladin-y for you, Steve?
It wasn't for me. It was just how paladins have to be played, matey. That's what. Yeah. They have a high code, like druids are bloody difficult to play because they have also a very specific code you got to play to.
God, don't hurt trees and squirrels.
Oh no, theirs is even more insane because they've got to consider balance in everything they do.
You've got to eat this amount of vegetables, this amount to eat meat, and not drink, and
you've
got to sleep for yay amount of time. You've got to pray for yay amount of hours each morning and afternoon, and
Jesus Christ! So like you just couldn't eat rabbits. Like you'd have to balance it out by eating whatever rabbits eat.